Great Gods War prior events.
He is involved due to the fact that the current group is going to be arrested when they return to El Terrell. The moment the light fades, you just hear off through the walls and the ground shaking. Just this guttural.
Wildheart, come to me.
See the shade wash over Rex, and he falls limp to the ground. I also forgot to put more of these guys down. I don't think it matters, but let me just do that.
It matters if they move next turn and attack us.
That's true. As you are holding onto a small tiefling red hand. Great God's War Call,
The episode charming Ryder Hopkins for the third time.
Part 2.
Rex Rivers here, the third time.
Second.
We got a perfect gopher back. Felix.
Second.
What two?
Jacqueline Ash River at your service again.
Second.
A perfectly good gopher who's not here.
I told you.
God. All right, I'll do. Go.
No, you have to do it in the beast voice.
No, just go. Who cares?
Oh, we've killed our DM.
Oh no, he's
Where-
back.
where-
Look at
where-
that.
No,
God.
I was here. I was muted. I'm an accident.
And I am your DM. Welcome back to Misrolled Adventures, where the players make plans and horribly execute them.
And most of the time, it's the fucking intro.
You're not incorrect.
We did this already. However, we decided to redo it because one of our players forgot to do their level up. He
Yeah,
leveled
forgot.
in the last episode. Yeah, I say forgot. He wasn't here when I said it. So,
So technically, that's your fault.
look, I don't give a fuck.
Uh-huh.
All right. Do you want the level? I'll take it back.
We want it. We want it.
Just Jacqueline goes back to level 6.
No, I'll take it from all of you. Only the next character that Mason Bees gets to be level 7.
Oh.
But
Okay.
when we played in the last episode, they fully fixed Gopher. Gopher is now back up to his full self, along with having an additional totem of the lion.
Woohoo.
He is fully fleshed out. Jacqueline got a lot of history, well, a lot of questions, rather, not history. At the end of repairing the gopher's soul, the crystal that her mother was trapped in and encased in shattered and scattered topaz-like crystals all over the room. There was a moment where only Jacqueline could see her mother in a corporeal state, and they spoke. Jacqueline is the fresh new heir, as well as been asked by her mother to seek out her father and put his soul to rest, as currently it is filled with guilt and remorse. In addition to that, her mother wished to see her daughter whole once more, which left Jacqueline confused, and even more confused because moments later she picked up her own hand, wrapped in cloth,
Gotta hand it to your mom.
or the
That was
hand
it.
that she believes is hers.
I'm gonna murder you, Jordan.
With a flashback memory of when a young Jacqueline possibly could have lost it. The party decided to leave. Not decided, but was mainly pretty much persuaded to leave because they also found that their past crimes is starting to catch up with them, and they are pretty much being told to return to El Terrell. Summoned. There's demands that they return to El Terrell, so they are making their way there. On the way, however, another incident occurred with Saoirse Willows, the red-haired entity that showed up, who is a conduit for Ifrit, the fire goddess from the elemental plane of fire. One that had given the name to the Ifrit, fire elementals. So, with a promise before of when they rescue their friend and save his life, she would answer a single question. And the question that was asked was how to remove the curses bestowed by Tiamat, where she promptly answered by returning what was taken from you, consuming yours or a blood relative's bubbling black flask, and returning to before it was taken. And that's where we left off. The entity then also threw a small bead of force that exploded outwards to the size of El Terrell. So,
Definitely gonna question if any reports of that made it up to El Terrell. Hey, did you guys hear about the explosion, the size of a greater size than your
Size
city?
of you.
there is probably some concern there. But anyways.
If you do have any questions, it was his fault. We just point to Ryder. Here.
Always his fault. Everything has been connected to him.
So we are kicking it back off immediately following the disappearance of Saoirse.
Okay. Can I see how much of the coast is just gone?
So when you look over there, the clouds that were in that general vicinity completely dispersed and were thrown into complete different directions. It didn't hit the ground because you are 300 feet up. It was more like a sizable explosion that was wide instead of large.
It was a big sphere.
It was a big sphere. And where the bead wasn't necessarily the center of the explosion. It was more so the bottom of it. So it blew upwards, not downwards. Regardless, the size of the explosion was still massive. But there's no damage to like the coast or anything else.
Disclaimer:
Okay.
no clouds were hurt in the making of this film.
Oh, some clouds were definitely hurt. They were in the center
The
of that.
clouds,
They
yes.
disintegrated. There were some that
You
got pushed by
bastard.
the force.
So we make sure our new ally is happy, right? At all times, correct?
We need to make sure she's going to be our ally in the first place.
I feel like making sure she's happy is the first step to keeping it that way. What the fuck have we gotten ourselves in the center of?
The Great God's War.
What was
Everywhere we look.
Ooh!
I heard a voice in my head
From the
saying the Great
sky.
God's War.
He said the thing.
He said he did the thing.
Oof. You're still off center.
Oh, it went
It
back.
went
I'm not gonna deal with it.
That was really funny.
What are you
Anyway.
guys? Are you guys just traveling, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay?
Can't really do much of anything.
Everyone could tell a little bit that Felix is mildly different. But
No one gives a
not
shit.
physically different,
Oh.
which is the main thing.
But nobody gives a shit. Wow.
You guys don't give a shit about me in the first place.
For the
you
viewers,
openly say it all the time.
I didn't say it because I thought there would be roleplay involved, but it doesn't appear
Well, that we
there's
don't get
going to be
much.
roleplay involved. Felix's class has changed from Wizard Warlock to Full Warlock, and then when they leveled, he's now Sorcerer Warlock.
Apparently.
The explosion, or the dispersal of magic that ended the Hollow spell, also had adverse effects on Felix due to the possible history with his arm and the experiments on it. So, when such magic struck him, the arcane knowledge that he held was replaced and was taken from him. As a result of the magic being taken, Bahamut bestowed further magic into you, and that's why you're able to do this. And you feel your arm is slightly off-putting, but some inner arcane magics has kind of stepped forwards.
I mean, Bahamut's not a bad patron.
No,
No, he isn't.
no,
Not a shabby one to have.
no.
Strangely, he's a lot nicer than a lot of your guys.
Better than Maximilian.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's way better than Maximilian. He took his He was gonna take his fucking soul.
And all you got Tiamat as a benefactor.
Not Jacqueline.
Well, I mean, I do still, because, you know.
Yeah, technically. You also have.
All you still have your
Krellin.
words.
Yeah, you do have Corellin. You don't have Drem
I am
anymore.
I am a champion of Krellin, so.
Rolling.
So, are you just traveling? Because otherwise we'll fast
Well,
forward.
yeah, still got to
Yeah.
deal with those words.
Damn words.
Well, the words are fun.
Well, the only clue we have is like something that we lost, and we must return it.
And family is something with like.
Oh yeah,
someone
we
blood
should go.
related.
I'm gonna go inform Quinn of this development.
Which, for me, basically, I really need to find where my father went to.
So.
And hope he has a black flask.
Yes, I need to find.
Here's a good question: how do we determine if?
Hmm?
How do we determine if it's
Black
yours
Flask.
or your relative?
I wanted to ask that, but then I'm pretty sure she
We
wouldn't
only
have
got
answered us.
one question.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to guess it's one of those things where we will know when we find it. Chances are, wherever my father is, mine will be,
I
potentially,
mean,
because I have the strangest feeling that
Nani?
I'm gonna say
none.
I don't think we will just inherently know, because you said you better hope it's yours
Yeah.
when you drink it.
Yeah, she said to ensure that it is yours or your blood relatives.
So I don't think we're gonna just have
Gods like,
Like-
to be cryptic.
Rex, do you have any blood relatives that you know that you can
No.
get it from?
None.
Hmm.
I don't know a single thing about my family.
Well,
And I don't have anything to find my family.
regardless of that, we have a more pressing matter at hand. Attention.
Yeah.
All attention turns.
You mainly are Alvin's past here.
Basically, once this brouhaha in Elturel is finished, if it does get finished, we shall talk about it then. Right now, we need to, I guess, prepare ourselves for whatever might happen.
Felix, if you need help training for your shield, wherever, just let me know. I'll be back of the ship, just thinking, I guess.
What stat has he got right now? Oh wait, no, he doesn't have to do that anymore. I already forgot that. I already forgot we fixed all their word problems.
Yeah, they were dispelled due to the magic.
Yep.
So
The
whatever it
words are still
was,
there.
the words are still there. Whatever that ritual was powerful enough to dispel the current punishments.
Yeah, but then we still have the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
we
Give it another month. They'll be back. Maybe less.
Oh no, the very physical punishments that we're gonna.
Anyway, I'm gonna go tell Quinn what we just learned. Feel like she'll be interested to hear this.
So yeah, you go down there, knock on the door. Bina opens it. Do you need anything?
I need to talk to Quinn.
Quinn? Do you need something, Felix?
So, something I realized I forgot to mention is a god from the plane of fire gave us one question to ask it.
Well, I heard that. I heard it from down here.
So, I think what...
Oh wait, no. Redact that. She did not know about that. Because that you learned of that when she was not in the ship. She knows of the person that showed up, not that you were given any question that you want.
And the answer we got?
Yeah, she wasn't she didn't hear that because she was speaking with Bina. At the time, she was alone with the person who showed up before. So, anyways,
So we asked how to deal with everyone's problems with Tiamat.
Mhm.
We're told the solution to fix it so she can't keep causing problems for all of them. They had to drink their own black flasks or relatives.
Drink your relatives.
Okay, that's really
And
odd.
Jacqueline is thrown off the ship.
That makes me question. What these are then. Like, what's the difference between a
Correct.
bubbling black flask and a normal black flask? Ugh, this is really confusing. Wish we learned a little bit more.
But figuring out, I think something we need to figure out is how to identify them. Because I feel like that's what's going to help your grandfather too.
Well, that's something to look into for sure then. I'll be investing a lot of my time into that and what I learned from Zakara. So, other than that, thank you for telling me. I mean, it's another step forwards at least. It's another step up from where we were at. We at least have a way to remove it, and we know that there's a way to remove it. And, when, I can't remember who said it, but I think Ryder or someone said that dying can remove it too. If she didn't specify that, then that's probably not a way to remove it.
That is... Do not take Ryder's theories as
no.
fact.
I can't remember who said it. Somebody said that there was a person in a tribal camp that when they died, they didn't have it anymore.
That sounds like Ryder. But...
So, I would imagine that's not the case then. Maybe something else changed it?
It, for all we know, because from what I understand, everyone's is different. It was a one-time scenario.
Maybe. Well, I'll just be investigating myself then.
I should also mention, because they somewhat put into what the flasks might be. I think. I don't know. It was cryptic.
What do you mean?
They said it was. They take a memory or something, and a flask, and the power, the boon replaces it.
So it takes something in the mind, we'll say a memory, and in its place, that's where the curse is from.
I mean, it's a curse for those she doesn't like, a boon for those she does.
Right, I guess champions of hers would be only benefited. I guess. I don't know. I don't really want to meet someone who's a champion of Tiamat, so...
From what I understood of being with these people, of what I've heard of these people before, as long as they're working towards her goals or for her, it's a benefit. It's now that they're trying to go against her, is it a curse?
Right, because each of you were given a different task, and that task, if once you all learned that each other existed and went away from it, that's when the curses started happening. Okay, I'm starting to piece some of this together. For now, I'm going to look into trying to figure out how to find and specify which Black Flask goes to who.
Yes.
Other than that, we don't really have anything else to go off of. I would say if you get one, and you think it's yours, don't drink it immediately. Because we don't even know what that will do.
I mean, to be fair, we're not even sure if... Because me and Vaughn had the same reaction. We don't even know if we have flasks.
Right, you both are different. It's like similar energies, I think, from Vaughn's development and your arm.
From what we were told, the exact same. By Zakaris.
Well, we'll have to play it by ear then. If you don't have one, then there's possibly another way to get rid of it.
I mean, also to be fair, I haven't been... Tiamat hasn't been trying to ruin my life.
No, you just had direct connection or involvement with the cults. Been affected by them. If it was them.
Yeah.
Based on what you're saying. But regardless, beside the point, thank you for telling me. I will be spending my time after I accomplish what I kind of set out to do personally, and then I will put effort towards this. So, I'm going to stew in my thoughts. And she pulls out a small little tincture of notes. Just a ramshackled bundle of papers that she seems to have acquired from the library, and starts scribbling onto it.
I leave.
All right.
I'll let her get to her work.
Anybody else doing anything?
Unless Max wants, or Felix wants to train his shield, no.
I mean, why not? I gotta start working on it now.
All right. So for the next 7 days, you'll be working on training. Okay.
Good.
Yep.
You will not be fully acquiring the talents to.
I would hope not.
No. However, you are growing more adaptive to it, so you can hold a shield It'll give you a +1 bonus to your AC, not +2. Because you're not fully used to holding it. And when you do hold it, it's very cumbersome to you. But you'll slowly grow to learn and adapt to that.
Perfect.
But after that week, you definitely noticed that you flew over Greenest. Not like over it, but like beyond it. You could see it in the distance. But as the days pass on, days move, nights pass, you start to see off in the distance a domed city that you know very well, known as El Turel. Before getting closer to it, you know that the docking point for you is the keep directly south of the city, because since it is a domed city, can't exactly land anywhere, and the way that they landed back at the keep was by leaning it up against the wall. You're not sure if there was further developments, but that's what you remembered from the past.
Mm-hmm. Better question is, do we want to go there?
I don't know. What's your guys' plan?
Or do we want to try to get there from a different angle?
I say just go there. We're gonna turn ourselves in anyways, so they're right there anyways.
Yes, but not to be mean, there's a difference between doing it on their turf and our turf.
And what would our turf be? Exactly.
More in the city, not in a keep where we know we will be surrounded and
If you haven't noticed, we can't really go in the city.
I mean, there's a difference between going to the guards and turning ourselves in, or just landing there and letting them arrest us.
Again, I don't think it's arresting. They're like, based off what Alexander said, he's going to be sending you to resolve what you've done. But I said the word arrest because I didn't have a better word for it. But we still have to see Onthar anyways. That's why they're not just directly sending us there.
Correct. There's a whole bunch of this scenario I don't like.
Well, I honestly think it'd probably be better if we just comply with them.
Rather than just taking their airship, yeah, I would think that might be better.
Rather than just taking the airship, it's like we're parking still by a gate.
I didn't say anything about taking it. I just saying we should do what they want us to do.
Do what we normally done. Go up and see what happens.
Yeah, we'll go land and we'll see what they want us to do from there.
Well, right, but I think the question is whether we land at the keep or if we land at the city and just land it in the field.
I mean, the keep is there for us to land in where.
Yeah.
The keep is there for us to land there, so.
I mean, the keep is there to protect the area. The landing there part is a bonus. They didn't build the keep for the airship.
Did they just? I thought they built around to have the airship land there.
Well, the airship was able to land there
Oh,
because
Yeah.
it had the walls that it could lean up against. They built it over there because there was a flatter area, and it was also somewhat still hidden because there was the trees. They couldn't take off from El Turel because there was no way to do that.
The dome can't open.
Dome can't open, and then also if they just had it outside, it would be very easily noticeable and possibly taken. The reason why they put it at the keep was because it is well hidden, and it's the military is realistically the only ones that are near it.
I say so at the keep.
Yeah,
I mean, go for your piloting. What's your plan?
that's true.
Well,
To go to the. Oh.
You muted again?
we're there. No. Just thinking about shit. Well, we're there to turn ourselves in, right? Might as well do it at the keep where if they surround us, they'll know who we are anyways. So,
Let us do what looks least suspicious. Go where they are expecting us to be.
Fair. So, making your way to the keep, you definitely stop off a little bit faster. You can see going down, it's still roughly at this point about midday, pushing on 2 to 3 o'clock. When you are starting to lower, you push the crank down, lock it into place, and it slowly starts to sink. You can see that there is a small platform this time. It's flattened out, and it has 2 large arm-like prawns on each side. When lowering, you get to a point where you're just about to go in, and the prawns turn and latch onto the bottom of the ship and start to pull it into place.
Huh?
The
That's
moment it
pretty-
kind of like locks, there's a deep voice on the outside. Get off the ship. It's time to move on. So get off. We're going to look at it. We're going to inspect it. Make sure everything's intact. But we know what's going on. So just hurry up. Get off. So that way we can do this. And that way you can go see Onthar. All right?
We lower. I guess we should lower the ladder now. Then I mean, just head down.
We get off.
Yeah.
I'm picturing it as we're kind of lined up at the walls, and I just watch him like go off the other side.
Anyway.
So, getting off.
Yeah. When you get off, you're greeted by a number of guards. The guards aren't pointing weapons towards you. They actually have horses in hand. These horses, Felix, you would recognize as the swifter horses that were being trained back at the El Terrell when you went to go speak to the dwarven... Oh, wait, no, that was Zacharis. That wasn't Felix. Oh, no, that was also Felix. Felix, you also went to...
I think we went together.
I think you went before they did, because Zacharis was distracting Vaughn at the time. And you went to go give them a sigil, to a sign of what the teleportation sigil was.
Mm.
You would recognize them as the speedier horses. Holding them, there's the captain of this keep that you would recognize before. The rest, all of you would recognize. And just another guard next to him, as they are carrying plenty of horses. One for each of you, because these horses are designed for speed and not for weight. So each person can only be on one horse. Or one horse can only hold one person.
Well,
You're going to be escorted, and you're to be seen at the Wolf's Den immediately. Got it?
Mhm.
understood.
Understood.
There are 5 other guards that are on horseback with you. No, they would have actually brought one per person.
Wouldn't there be an extra one because they think Zacchaeus is with us?
Yeah, well, there's one per person. Seeing only the amount of you, that's when they choose the number of
Oh.
horses.
Okay. Okay.
But there's one per each of you. So with Bina included, there's 6 guards and 6 of you. Traveling to El Terrell, it's quiet. Unless you're talking, nobody else is saying a word. The clopping of the horses is very.
Quinn with us?
Nope. No, she would be with you. I'm trying to think of where Vaughn's at. No, yeah, she would be with you too. So 7 guards and 7 horses. She would have pulled a card
They don't
from
even-
the.
You don't even trust Quinn. How rude.
Well, I mean, they don't really know it's her because she pulls a card anyways.
Oh, okay.
Changes. But going to El Terrell, there's an eerie amount of silence. The horses are very swift. When it took you several hours to get there before, this approximately only took you 1.5 hours. So this has cut down the time easily by half, if not more. The horses are very tired when you get to the walls, but for a swift, quick distance, they are very well optimal for this. Getting off the horses, a number of guards that are at the front, the gates immediately start to open, just. And on the inside, it's still bustling. People are all over the place. Guards are also patrolling the streets a lot more carefully. And the guards that are associated with you, they send the horses off to some of the other neighboring guards so that way they can take them and put them in the stables. On the outside, there are the larger horses that seem to have plated armor to the front of them, including a headgear that can detach and go down to cover their face. These you're not too familiar with, but they did talk about how they are practicing for siege defense and possible ways of breaching sieges. All right. The captain did not come with you. It's just a number of guards. We're going to walk you to the wolves' den. Don't do anything, especially magic, because we're going to immediately take that as a sign of aggression. Not that you're dangerous, but, I mean, crime is a crime, and a lot of us don't exactly agree with the captain's decision. So they start to escort you to the wolves' den. 20 minutes into traveling through El Terrell, getting to the center of the town, then taking a left to get towards Wolves' Den. You, at this point, make it to it. Opening up the door, the guards stay on the outside, but they push open the door. On the inside, all the tables are removed. The bar is still there, but there's no drinks. The bartender's there, eyes still closed, and he gives a brief nod to the guard, who gives a brief nod back. All right, go in.
We walk into the room.
Yeah, I mean, going into the room, the bartender, takes the candle and opens the door, motioning for the rest of you to go inside. Inside, you can see 5 figures. See Vaughn, Onthar, Leosin, Nassim, and most of you don't recognize this except for Ryder, Jacqueline, and Rex. The captain of the Emerald Enclave is there.
Oh.
Oh,
So it's like the leaders of each like faction thing.
well, yeah. And then Vaughn, because he's gonna beat the shit out of you.
Well, he's the second in command of the Order of the Gauntlet as well.
Yeah.
When the door opens, Vaughn, head down, just steps out. Quinn's guise drops when he pulls her into the room. And I'm guessing everyone goes in.
We go in and sit down.
Yeah.
Well, there's
I'm
no
gonna
chairs.
sit down by
Well,
Gwen
we go in
and
and
Quinn.
stand, I guess.
We stand in a
Fine.
line.
They removed the chairs. This room is very open without the chairs involved. And on the table is it's all the candles that were there before, the arcane candles that were designed to ward off magic that could possibly see in. Those are all still brightly lit. However, they're in a circle around a very large candle that has a blue wick and blue flame. Vaughn, Quinn, Owenthar starts to speak up. We already discussed. You two can leave. Okay. Sorry. Again. You don't have to be sorry. Owenthar puts his hands onto the table. She draws another card. Guys changes. You can have these back. And she hands the deck of many faces to you, Ryder.
Thank you. Hope they were useful.
Well, it was. And they step out. Only a sense of anger for most of Vaughn, but he does not speak or give any word to either of you. Next. Leosin, Nassim, you can step out now. We will talk once I call you back in. Understood. Nassim, come. Yeah, I have no reason to say otherwise. I listen, unlike some. And he steps out with Leosin. The Emerald Enclave captain stands there. I require a report on the actions of Rex Rivers. Zatan's voice speaks out. I can assure you, sir, Rex Rivers had nothing to deal with any of what happened. I did not even know that there was a robbery back at Dragonspear. I only learned of it when Quinn spoke up. Well, when Felix told us about the thievery. The murder that happened at Greenest, Rex was unaware of, as at the time, he was resting, sleeping. I can assure you that he, especially, had little to anything involved with this. The Emerald Enclave captain leans back. Very well. Then I do not deem anything that has occurred as redeemable to revoke you from the Emerald Enclave. You still have your duties, your willingness to protect those of the citizens in the walls. So I hope that you and Zatan can find your given task of Zalusk. And I'll entrust you to be wary of those around you, as he gives an eye to everyone else in the room. And he steps out. The only one that's in this room now is Omthar, and the rest of you. I see that you're missing someone.
Zakaris has perished.
Sorry to hear that. He's done some good. There's no easy way to say this, but right now, it's hard for us to even remotely see you as an ally. So the stealing isn't the problem here. It's your decisions of rash behavior He puts down on the table a sketch of bounty and a list of things that were done, talking about a heist, swearing by the Order of the Gauntlet that you are justifiable and honor-bound. There are sketches of each of you. Some of you were in disguise at the time. Ryder, you would definitely see yourself in disguise on this sketch.
Was it my mask one, right?
Yeah, it's the mask one.
Yeah.
And a list of names under each and every one of you, apart from Felix, because he wasn't there. All in all, you have performed grand larceny by the city of Dragonspear, and as members of the Order of the Gauntlet, we're here to rectify your crime. So you will be sent to Dragonspear, bear witness and seat, as well as face the court system that they have set in stone. The leader of that city, the one who has built the defense force using the very large crystal atop the city, and one that has constructed the Dragon Spear's force in obsidian attire, weapons, and dragonborn kin, will deem what you did and will decide upon your fate there. For the murder that happened in Greenest, most do not know about it. Only myself, Leosin, Nassim, and the Emerald Enclave leader, as well as Alexander, know about it. And Vaughn as well. And obviously those from Greenest. So while we may not have told anyone, the word may spread. And I need to fucking know why the decision was made. Without any consultation, any decision.
Only Ryder can tell you.
I step forward.
I'll-
That's enough. Everything that happened was all my idea. No one here is held responsible but me.
What were you... I can't even grasp. When I was there after I had asked you on the task to go destroy the dragon eggs that were sitting inside the cultist camp, you easily took up the idea to do it. And at the time, you and Marilyn were definitely as close as can be. She wanted to wait to make sure that the child that she bore, or was to bear, was going to be safe. And yet you mercilessly took her life. Why?
This time, Jacqueline will actually step forward. Onthar, I don't believe we've told you yet, but the three of us here, myself, Rex, and Ryder, bear a curse.
I know. Vaughn told me.
His curse would have been fulfilled if that woman were to bear that child.
Again.
Murder isn't... What's the word I'm looking for?
Justifiable?
Yes. I do not console murder, but if she were let to bear that child, this man may not be even remotely standing here at this point, and might be our greatest enemy.
Let me ask you. I get that. You made a quick, rash, and decision that many, and I mean many, if not everyone, should be appalled about. Here's the question. This is one person. How many have you been with? Are you going to go out throughout the entire world and slay everyone that you've been with that could possibly have bared this child? How do we know that you don't already have said children? What was one in comparison to the possible dozens? Did you come to that decision? Did you even think about that?
I have not.
Because I can tell you this, because Vaughn explained the situation as most of you had explained your circumstances and what you were being tasked with and what you were being told to do by Tiamat. If you have been doing this for however many years, one person didn't matter. Because at this point, you already have children. And you're still standing here with your own mentality. So I can tell you with fair confidence that you killed Marilyn for no reason.
Yes.
And you're going to have to live with that.
Yes. I came to understand that. No matter how you say it, I have murdered her. There's no ifs or whats or buts. I did murder Marilyn. I come to accept that. And I am prepared to take any punishment. Not just for that, for all the wrongdoings I have been.
Well, that will start when you make your way to Dragonspear. I can tell you that, as of now, your residency in Greenest is revoked. You're not to step foot into that town. And the moment that any of them even see you, they have the authorization to kill you on sight. Got it?
Of course.
Can I just make a clarification on that? It's just him, right?
Any of you. Because if they see one,
Got
they're
it.
going to assume that the rest of you are as follows. I can tell you this, though, Ryder, you do not want to be seen by Dorna. Second, your actions at Dragonspear alone are enough to revoke you of your Order of the Gauntlet privileges. Ryder, I can tell you that with the accompaniment of what happened to Marilyn, you will never be associated with the Order of the Gauntlet again. Jacqueline, only once Vaughn decides that you are capable again, he will reinstate you. But as of right now, both of you are revoked. And I want you to lay out your markings now.
I take out my DOS salute and I place it on the table. Oh, well. Is there a table?
The table's still there.
Okay. I place it on the table.
With Moon Shadow.
Yeah, with Moon Shadow Scabbard. He puts his hand over both of them and just slides it away, and both of the markings are gone.
Tyler, I want to tell you something quick.
Were you afraid that I was going to take Moon Shadow from you?
Oh, no.
Oh.
Jacqueline was going to ask Onthar to revoke her
Oh.
her Order of the Gauntlet anyway, because she was so ashamed.
Well, yeah, no.
She was gonna like have it taken off regardless of what happened.
Alexander also came to me and said that although he planned to do this, he was going to ask for the airship back once you had returned. Well, now he's demanding it back, obviously, for certain reasons. But he is allowing me to send you using it to go and fix your problem with Dragonspear as soon as possible. But after Dragonspear, you are to return immediately, forfeit over the ship, and any plans that you make from this point on have to be going through me. And he puts down a singular stone.
What's that?
Light blue translucent stone. This is a sending stone. You could talk into it, and you'll speak directly to the other side. And he puts up his Order of the Gauntlet's gauntlet brace, and there's a light blue stone in it. You will be able to speak directly to me through this, as well as I will be able to speak directly to you through that.
And there's no limitations how far it can go?
As long as you're on the same plane of existence, I'll still be able to talk to you. You're very,
Then
very lucky. Because as of right now, the vast majority of you are not in as much trouble. Ryder, you would be put to death for what you've done. The only reason that you're not is primarily the fact that we need you as a lead.
as a lead,
A lead
For-
to figure out what is going on with the cult and these words of powers. Because before any of you came to us, we didn't know about it. So we're learning about the cult and learning about Tiamat's goal. But I will tell you, you need to think before you act. Because if you had, Marilyn would still be alive. If you had, none of what happened at Dragonspear would have occurred. And nothing is going to do anything to fix that, except going there yourself. Even now, the rest of us deem you as hostile and threats. At this very moment, if you went to attack me, I would kill every single one of us in this room by blowing out that blue candle. We would be engulfed in flames stronger than that of a dragon's. That's how severe this is. You've taken for granted what you are. To clarify things, we don't know if we can trust you even before everything that happened that we became aware of. You had blessings of Tiamat, the number one enemy to this entire cause. Although they're curses and negatively impacting you, the fact that you still had them is a major threat. At this point, any decisions made go through me. Right now, Nassim is going to be traveling with you back to Dragonspear. Leosin has duties here and cannot go, so he is sending Nassim. That's deemable as enough. Because the moment, if Nassim doesn't return, then we have a safe understanding of what possibly happened. He's not going to be performing any tasks. That will be fully set on you. He is there to supervise. And in the moment that you pull any trick, Alexander has given him a slip that he can throw into the air. And when he throws it, it will transport to me. And I will know, as this is an emergency flag, that you've gone rogue. In that moment, I will ensure that the full force of the Order of the Gauntlet, the Emerald Enclave, and Leosin's group track you down and kill you. As of this moment, you're hardly citizens of El Terrell. Nassim will be accompanying you, as I've said. Let the two in. The barman opens up the door. Two step in. Everything that we've just discussed has remained silent from the community. And that's why I'm saying you're lucky.
well, thank you for that, then.
You're going to go immediately to Dragonspear. No stops in between, and you're going to resolve what you've done. Understand?
Yes, sir.
The rest of you?
Yes, sir.
I would like to discuss something with you privately first.
Considering you have the least involvement, sure. Rex, you also have had the least involvement, at least considering Zatan has vouched for you. But you're all affiliated with one another. So anyone that sees you, that sees one of you as a threat, i.e. those of Dragon Spear, is not going to play lightly just because you weren't involved. That's why you're all effectively being punished by Dragon Spear. It's not going to be just one of you. But I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know their court system. And I don't know what kind of punishment they dish out for grand larceny. It's probably far less than straight murder. Leosin, Nassim, fortify yourselves. Well, Leosin, fortify Nassim, and you'll be sent via the airship immediately. Alright, fine. I'll keep a close eye on him. You can have my word on that. And, I don't know, we can catch up. As he gives a very sarcastic smile. As I'm sure most of you remember Nassim being a douchebag.
Yeah, I remember. I remember.
Leos and Nassim step out. Felix, if you want to talk, the rest of you leave.
We see you on the ship then.
Well, you'll be sitting out there. I'm sure the rest of them will follow.
You meant
We'll be
stand,
waiting
there's no
outside.
chairs.
I'll go and pick up the stone. I'm keeping that on me.
Fair enough. So everyone else is out of the room, sitting in the wolf's den, accompanied by Leosin, Nassim. Quinn and Vaughn are not in there. And the barman is there. So, Felix, you are alone with Onthar and this blue candle. What do you want to talk about?
Help.
In what way?
A way to control Ryder.
If you're asking for slaves' tools, I have no... That's not admissible in any regard. Are you talking about arcanely? Like, just to have...
Any ideas?
I can tell you that, based off of his reaction, I think he's got the point. You needing to control him, I'll leave to your discretion if the need arises. But to give you something, I don't have any way of doing that.
Good to know.
Items
'Cause
that
as
are
much as he's-
specifically... Items made specifically to control one another has been effectively outlawed by most city-states and purveyors. So any magic items that could do that are generally illegal and not sellable. So you're not going to find something that in a shop that does that. You would either have to make it yourself, which I would imagine is very difficult, or find it in a less reputable place. And even then, I'm sure you wouldn't want to do that.
No. Any tips or tricks for trying to keep him on as straight and narrow as I can call it?
I don't know Ryder too well. In reality, I've only spoken to him when he's been here or back at Greenest. And generally, he's changed every time. When I first met him at Greenest, he was a joker. He made fun of things, laughed about it all, and didn't really take anything seriously. When he came back from Waterdeep, he was serious, driven, and I'll say misguided, to put lightly.
Rash as all can be.
Rash, that's a better word. Here, when he came back, seemed sorrowful. Seemed... I guess you could say that he's regretting some things, but he has purpose. It's hard to gauge whether or not you're going to need to have to control him or to keep him on the straight and narrow. Because right now, I think the straight and narrow is kind of set in stone for him.
Kind of hit him over the head like a ton of bricks.
So what happens in Dragonspear, I'm sorry for you being involved, but I'm sure that you're going to end up being involved, even though that you weren't there. If you so choose, you don't have to go with them. You have no reason to, if you so chose.
I made a promise when I learned about his what he'd done, that I would see to it he was punished. I have to go.
Well, the punishment involving Maryland's not going to be happening at Dragonspear, because they don't know of it. As I said, only 5
Fair.
people here know about it. Well, 6. And the rest of you. And the city of Greenest. The punishment that's associated with that, we can't even quantify. It may be something that he has to deal with slowly. Especially considering we have certain tasks that we need to pull through with involving the Cult of the Dragon. Right now, everyone's on eggshells. One wrong step, and it'll break, and you'll fall. Those of you have some cushion to your fall, others don't. But, nevertheless, Ryder's progressing. Whatever you learned, whatever you accomplished, as a group, you're progressing. And age comes with the rash decisions. But that doesn't mean that the consequences don't exist. So while at one point it's escalated, I have reason to think that it will not come to that again. Especially considering if it does, the lives involved will effectively be over. So the need to control isn't your decision, or isn't your need to decide. Because ultimately, if something were to happen, controlling him at the time isn't going to matter. You have the Sending Stone. You can converse with me at any given moment. If something is out of the blue, you can tell me. Got it?
Yep. Something I should mention, though. We did gain some knowledge.
About which front?
The Black Flasks.
Okay. I know that Quinn's been looking into them, and then Shren has also been looking into them. I have a little bit of information back as well from Shren when we got some news from them.
Be careful of them. They are somehow related to when people get the gift from Tiamat. It replaces something in the mind, and what it replaces becomes the Black Flask. I've already told Quinn this, but there's somehow they're connected to people.
Well, that's one more further step then. Although it's very worrying.
Oh, it's terrifying.
It leads us further into learning what they are, and they become less of a mystery. So while this is effectively bad news, it's good news in a sense that we can use that to learn about it. Because then we can compare it to past events, objects, religious favors, or what the gods could possibly do themselves. I could say that I personally don't have any knowledge on it, but that doesn't mean that... That doesn't really mean that much, considering I'm not researching them. Shren and Quinn could possibly learn more about it by researching themselves. And Quinn has Vaughn, whether or not that matters or not. They have been moved to a new location, one that we had hollowed out, and I am keeping secret, and I am certain that Vaughn is probably not going to tell anybody. Especially considering the last time a ring was involved that effectively ruined that positioning.
How pissed at me is he? How pissed is he at me?
You, not at all. Alexander informed him that the plan to take him initially, or to take Quinn initially came from Quinn's decision. So, ultimately, Vaughn's not upset with any of you over Quinn's taking. It's more so the actions done in front of Quinn. So, anger at you, little to none.
Okay.
I still don't think he'll tell anyone about Quinn's location, primarily so that way it's not revealed.
Yeah, I was more hoping that he wasn't gonna not want to talk to me.
Oh no, I'm sure he'll talk to most of you if he'll possibly even talk to Ryder. It depends on
I feel like
the conversation.
That one's more, yeah.
But
I was more worried because his problems and mine seem very connected.
Right. I think Vaughn's not one to hold a grudge like that. He would, considering you two are somewhat connected in a similar sense, I'm sure he would get over it. But, beside the point, be careful where you're going. Dragon Spear can be dangerous, depending on what you do. And considering you're now criminals returning there, under say by us, because once you depart, I will have Alexander inform the one in charge that you're on the way, and they'll be expecting you. So, please.
I don't suppose you could try to word it to get me in a little trouble.
The criminals listed on the bounty are being sent. You yourself are not on the bounty. That's the best way we can describe it. Like I said, though, being associated with criminals does not make you look innocent.
No, but every little helps.
Believe me, we're not painting you as bad people. We're only bringing to light the crimes that were made. Now, if you would please leave, you have a far journey to get to, and the more time that you spend in here, the less time you have to get there.
Yeah.
Best of luck. And if anything happens, you can call me.
I will. And as I'm leaving, I undo my bandages and tie the stone into them.
Okay. So you wrap the stone in with the bandages?
Yep.
Okay. So you're basically putting it in like the palm, I'm guessing, or like the top of the hand?
Similar location to him.
Okay,
in
so
his
yeah,
gauntlet.
so like up on the top part of the hand, it would be like approximately there in the fleshy part of your hand.
I was gonna do. I thought it was more lower, but that would just beyond the wrist.
I mean, yeah,
Mock.
yeah, you could just do that.
Mockery is the highest form of flattery.
Mimicry.
Mimicry, right? That's the word.
Mockery
Then
is
it's
the
mockery.
honestly.
I'm gonna be like, man, I'm
Sorry.
really good at that then.
Wow.
That is
Wow.
like the opposite of what you meant to say. Oh, we needed that.
I
though.
mean, I put it where in the
Mimicry
most
is the
secretive,
highest form of flattery.
secretive
There we go.
location on my body.
And just so happens to be exactly where he has his.
Yeah.
that was good timing. Anyways, at this point, Leosin, he has given Nassim a number of things, and Nassim looks to the rest of you as Leosin departs. All right, so let's get going. I'll be, I guess you could say, the chaperone for this entire endeavor.
If you wish to call it that, yeah.
I mean, I don't exactly know what you would call escorting criminals. A warden?
Escorting.
I'll say a warden. Basically, he escorts you back to the ship, unless you guys are trying to do anything else.
We
Well,
can't.
you know,
let's just
okay.
let's just go so we can finish
Yeah.
this last
I'll just
thing.
get a cup of water quick.
For the love of God.
Basically, I'm just gonna fast forward another week. However,
Fine.
Oh no, please don't say it.
I need the three of you to roll a d20 in roll 20. In roll 20.
Oh,
Who's the 3?
I mean, the only thing I will ask is if I can practice with my shield.
Oh my.
Yeah, you would be able to on the way. This is specifically towards the end of the journey.
Cool.
I got the same one again.
Damn.
7, 7, 8.
All right.
Jesus
come
Christ.
beat me by one.
All right, now I need. All right, Jacqueline, D8. Ryder, D8. And Rex, D8.
Oh. Another 7. Take that.
Yes, because the higher number matters so much.
Got 7.
7, 7, and 5. All right.
Yeah, this time Jake's the one who didn't get a 7. Come on, Jock. Give it the program.
It was supposed to be a D20. In roll 20, sorry.
Okay. Okay.
Oh yeah, Jordan rolled the D8.
Yep. All of them rolled a D8.
Mm-hmm.
Just changing some markings quick.
Did I
Okay.
get
Oh,
last
they're
time?
D20s.
A 6. Oh man. So if I had the same number as last time, would I have the same thing?
Hmm?
If I had the same number, would I have the same thing? The last time we did this? Like, the beginning of the session?
Or do they change based on how
I don't-
many you get?
No.
They probably changed based off how many. You forget
How many
who
we
we're
get.
dealing with, Jordan.
You may. I mean, I'm not going to say it because that would defeat the purpose of of this.
He's
Okay.
trying to lure us away from it. It is, it is.
Hey, Jacqueline, what's your Constitution score?
My the
Score.
score or the okay 14.
It's 7.
Okay. Great.
That reduces your hit points as well. From a +2 to a -2. So you lose 7 times 4. You lose
14. Or no, 28.
yes, 28 hit points.
Oh, great.
It's almost like you're a normal sorcerer now.
It is
With
strange.
40 health
I have-
exactly.
With how much?
40. It's because he rolled really well for his paladin. That's like the only reason you have health right now.
I have more.
Ryder,
Yeah, and once this
Oh, here you
goes
go.
away, I'll go back to 68.
you lose the ability to ask a question and can only give factual statements or answers to everything and everyone else.
Huh.
So no questions. So basically, you cannot make
No
insight
lying.
checks. No lying. You basically all of your charisma checks don't matter because you can't persuade people. You can't.
Oh no. Deceive
You
people.
can't deceive people. The only thing that matters is your performance.
Oh.
Might,
So-
might I say something a little ironic? What a perfect punishment to get when he's about to go to court.
I want my lawyer.
Calvin or Rex,
You can't even say that.
all the knowledge you have is lost. Memories,
Oh, no.
faces, goals, proficiencies are gone. The only thing that remains is a faint remembrance of those closest to you, yet you cannot recall their names.
Oh.
So he's like.
Oh, great.
a ninja.
But she's not here, though.
Yeah. Basically, you're on this ship and you don't know why. Which is pretty
Uh-oh.
funny considering the fact that you're not even the one that's...
Yeah.
You're not the one in trouble. But basically, you only remember everyone, you just can't recall their
Oh, no.
faces.
Oh,
Or you can't recall
God,
their
he's
names.
gonna go into. He's gonna go into town and like being treated like criminals. Like, what did I do?
What are you doing?
Oh
I
no.
didn't do it. Well,
And with
technically,
that-
Rex, you didn't.
We'll go until... well, I'm just gonna keep pushing for a little bit. You make your way to the city of Dragonspear. The moment that the ship starts to pull in closer, you can see a number of troops have already extended outwards from the city. A number of troops, as in black obsidian-wearing dragon lances. Well, dragon... I can't remember what I called them.
Dragon Sperians.
Dragon Sperians. But when you effectively get here, the ship itself is not commandeered, but it's being watched over. And the entirety of you, including Nassim, is dragged out. Nassim, putting both of his hands up, you were told, and they leave him be.
I guess to put my hands up.
Yeah, they basically point, and what the fuck? All right, give me a second to fix this.
What you do?
Does that work? I'm trying to play a song, and it played something else, so I had to skip it. Okay, there we go. Weird. But as you are being dragged through the city of Dragonspear, you can tell that a number of people are looking around at you. There's small murmurs, a couple of kids' laughters.
What do I hear? Can I hear them? With my whispers?
You can hear. Are they the one that? Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure they're the ones that did the old guy in. No, I thought they not only took everything, but I thought they also burned down the building. No, the building's still there. Oh. Like, there's just a bunch of absurd rumors being also said.
Any gossip? Trustworthy gossip?
Not trustworthy. It's all about you.
Am I being dragged or am I being allowed to walk?
No, all of you are being dragged, apart from Nassim. I say dragged, but you're just being escorted through with your hands up.
Yeah,
That's
like
it.
they're probably surrounding us. And
Yeah,
we're just
they're not
walking
literally
with them.
dragging you by the neck, pulling you through the city. You're not getting whatever the walk is from Game of Thrones.
I was picturing more shackles.
No, you're not being like shackled up or anything like that. They're just escorting you to the main Capitol building, which you had effectively seen and stood outside of when, well, not you, Felix. Felix, I don't think you've been here. You would have no reason to be here because there's no
Probably.
religious figures here or anything of the sort.
Probably passed through at some point in the past.
Probably just don't know a lot, if anything.
Yeah.
But being dragged
It was a
through-
town.
Yeah, it was a town. One that you stayed the night in and then left like the next day. When you are being pulled into the bigger Capitol building, you pass by the same magical item forges that were nearby, as well as that gold dragonborn who is smoking on a cigarette and slamming pieces of heavy metal into plate weaponry and obsidian type of weapons. When you are being pulled through, a number of faces that look at you involving other dragonborn obsidian knights, you just get a lot of scowling faces and a lot of just immediate sort of disdain that you're even in the city. Being pulled in to the main capital, the building itself is not necessarily expansive. When you go through the doors, you're immediately met with like more hallways, and you specifically go down one corridor that has footwork and set stones that go upwards into a slant, and then there's a large white double door with light gleaming through the center of in between the portions. Two guards on either side push the doors open, and all of you are immediately hit with blinding light.
Oh,
The entirety of the room you cannot see. You can only see this bright light, but you see a silhouette off in the distance of a massive figure. A creature of epic proportions that you have seen only once before. Well, twice before. It looks to be that of a large dragon. And that's where we're going to call this.
Uh-oh.
no, the dragon.
The dark.
Thank you everyone for watching. That got very serious.
Yeah. Also, serious session this time.
Yeah.
Dad yelled at us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Onthar was mad.
Well, Dad mostly yelled at Ryder, but
Yeah.
It was Butler's fault. Oh, he's dead.
Yeah. So did you actually, like, genuinely, did you think about, like, at the circumstance with Marilyn, did you actually think about the others at that time, or did you...
Not much, no. But
Okay.
I only thought of Marilyn because she told me she was pregnant. I'm not sure if the other ones are, but Marilyn was the only one I clarified she was.
see, here's the thing, Tyler. I feel like the rest of us thought about everyone else when he told us he killed Marilyn.
Yeah, there was
I was
lot.
just like,
Yeah,
wait
most
a minute, what
definitely.
about that? And then there was, oh shit.
I mean, even in the same town,
I
there was...
screamed at it at him.
There was even a moment in the tribal camp with someone else.
Yeah. And there was the brothel in Greenest, I think, was it?
Probably.
No, you tried, but she didn't go that way.
And then, what else was it? Then there was that other one, and that was part of that group. The one with the fake sister.
Oh yeah.
I'm not.
Oh,
No, I
you
know
jumped.
who he's talking about.
The
It was the
when
one
we were
like-
in the
it was like-
caravan.
The twins were one of them was a shapeshifter thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
That one.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
jumped way far away there.
Yeah, in comparison. Look, there's been plenty. But no, yeah. When that happened, I was like, oh god, is he thinking that he's gonna have to be tasked with going through the world and killing each and every one of them?
Oh God.
That's what I thought you were thinking of. I was like, oh.
Oh no,
good
no,
lord.
no.
So basically, you just weren't thinking at the time.
Yeah. It was more spur of the moment. I was like, oh crap.
I feel like half of it might have been Zacchaeus' pushing.
Probably. I don't know what that was
Uh,
said.
His
in private messaging.
direction.
I
But-
feel like it was
Who
maybe
knows?
Jordan.
Only me and Zacchaeus knows, but Zacchaeus is dead.
Anyways, thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you again on another Mystical Adventure. Next time, we'll have another friend. And I'm thinking we'll be streaming it. So, thank you everyone for
So,
watching. And we'll see you again, maybe live, next time on another Mystical Adventure.
ciao.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Come to say